Hey guys, welcome to Little Big Podcast. This is episode 143. Alright, let's go ahead and get started off with the art. We have quite a bit this week, so thanks for sending that in. If you want your art on the next episode, send it to littlebigpodcasters@gmail.com with the subject of art. Make sure to include your name as well so we can credit you. First up, we have McCarthy's Sackboy head. He said he got bored, so he drew it, and it looks really nice. Next up, we have Kyle's Nightmare Before Christmas, and he said that there should be a DLC kit, and it looks pretty good, so good job drawing that. Then we have Kyle's, spelled differently, a different person, Kyle's Quirk and Nefarious, and then he drew Han Solo and Chewbacca, so he got quite a bit of art in this week. Then we have Kevin's Sackboy and Yellowhead. That's a pretty cool piece of art. It looks like it was drawn with colored pencils, so great job on that. And then we have John's angry-looking Sackboy with a cool hat on, so that was pretty neat as well. And that's the art for this week, and we are on to the levels. First up, we have Let's Get Moving Sack Thing by Will WBA 1968. Now this is one of my personal favorite creators because they make Larry Da Vinci style levels and I love it. It's really, really nice. We featured Larry's library by this person before. Some of my favorite parts of this level were the parts where you had to, like crank things back and forth or spin things or twist things. It was just really cool. There was this one part where bounce pads were on fire and you had to put them out so you could go on it. So you turned a little valve and it turned on the water and you could cross safely. That was a really, really neat part of the level. And just a whole bunch of the different, there were even move controlinators that were really neat. And there was one at the very end where you had to solve a puzzle that was a picture of Larry Da Vinci using sticker layer material. And that was a really good job. And now this level and the final level that we're going to feature are both entries to the Move Masterpieces contest. So both of these are really nice, and I checked out a bunch of other ones, so expect to see the other Move Masterpieces featured in upcoming episodes. Next up, we have something a little bit different than usual. It's not necessarily a level, it's more of a tech demo. And it's a tech demo for something you wouldn't necessarily expect to see in Little Big Planet. It's called Evolution 2071 Graphics Engine by X Disarmed Pro X. And this is one of the most original things I've ever seen done. They made a graphics engine in Little Big Planet with new shading stuff and new texture stuff and new damage stuff. It's just a really interesting idea. I'm not really sure how this whole thing works, but the colors look fantastic, the textures look amazing, and the shading and lighting, it's just, I don't even know how they did it. It just looks beyond anything I've seen in Little Big Planet to date. And it's also going to be part of an upcoming level series, Evolution 2071, and he's looking for voice actors for that. So if you're interested, you can leave a comment on this level and get involved with voice acting for a level series in Little Big Planet. Next up, we have Molecular Man 1 by UKD3MON, and this was a really neat level. What it was more of a story, I guess. It wasn't really a playing level, it was more of a movie. And there's this guy, Molecular Man, and he's I guess like a superhero of sorts. And he's on a talk show, and he's kind of telling the story about the dark ages of Little Big Planet and how there were kings fighting for power and how this whole thing was solved by a person that was very wise. And just a bunch of the cutscenes were really neat looking. There was one where there was a Sackboy walking across, it was obviously a circular planet, but the way it was done, the planet was rotating, and then in the background it was going night, and then day, and then night, and then day, showing us a bunch of different days. And it was just a really neat aspect that I haven't really seen much in levels, so really good job on that, and I'm looking forward to the rest of this series. Alright, and we are on to the news on that note, and we have quite a bit of news this week. We've been running low on news, but now we definitely have plenty to hold us over for this week. First up, we have Little Big Planet Vita. It now has box art, and it also reveals that there will be 1 to 4 players online, which we all were hoping would happen. And it's also going to be $39.99. and that's going to be very, very cool. The box art looks great, and as more details are coming out about this game, I'm looking forward to it more and more and more, and you'll be able to pick it up as a launch title on February 22nd of 2011, and I'm definitely going to be trying to pick one up, and we'll be covering all the news of Little Big Planet Vita as well as Little Big Planet 2 as they continue to evolve, and I'm looking forward to being able to cover more of that as the times get closer. Then we have Media Molecule Podcast 9, and it actually features one of Media Molecule's newest faces, Alice. So you can go meet Alice on the new Media Molecule Podcast number 9. There will be a link in the description. Then we have the 200 Faces of Sackboy. Yes, there's an entire Facebook page dedicated to the 200 faces that Sackboy can make and does make on a day-to-day basis. There is an entire Facebook album dedicated to 200 Faces of Sackboy with all the different DLC and costumes, so you can go check that out. There will be a link in the description for that as well. And then we have Little Big Planet 2 Special Edition with $35 of free DLC, and it's also going to be selling for $35, and that one's courtesy of LBP2 blog. And it's a really interesting looking thing. I'm not really sure how it's going to work yet. It's technically a Game of the Year kind of release with all this extra DLC, so that looks really interesting. It's definitely going to include the Toy Story costume, or the level pack, and the Move level pack, and a couple other things in there, making it worth $35 in DLC, so that's really cool. If you don't have the DLC, it's even worth going and picking up a title of the game just so you can get all that DLC for, the same price. Then we have the Invisimals DLC for $5.99. It's 4 costumes and a bunch of stickers, and it's a really neat looking pack. I haven't personally played Invisimals, but a lot of you guys were really excited about it on the comments last week, so you can go and pick that up right now, and that's $5.99 in the PlayStation Store. And then we have the Little Big Planetarium Creation Contest, and it's a brand new one. I'm not really sure. There's probably some inside jokes on this that I'm not picking up on, but the rules are quite interesting. You have to create an entertaining movie that's under 5 minutes in length using the elastic band ball, the rubber band ball in the game, and the phrase, "I wouldn't do that if I were you," and the human vox singing lady sound effect in your movie. The one, it's like singing. I'm not going to try to replicate it because that would be really awkward. And then you have to document your creation process as well. So that looks like a really interesting contest. And if I'm missing any inside jokes that I should be getting on that one, that's going to make me look like a complete and total idiot, leave a comment in the comment section and make me look like an idiot, because that's always fun. And I think that's all we have for this week. So I'm going to see you guys next time. Goodbye.